Hello, today we're going to just check something really simple on how to enable behaviors in Construct 2. And well, this is just another video in the series, and this really comes from a question that was made in a presentation that I did a few months ago. Just remember, here's my contact if you want to just let me know what you think about the videos or just have some suggestions. Basically, the question that was asked in this presentation was on how to make a character that had two different behaviors in two different levels or two different areas. So really the example that they were making was like, how do I make something like Mario Bros that can work as a platform at some point here in a part of the level, and let's say that it works differently in another one, like let's say that it comes to a lake, so it's water, so it's going to work differently. So to do that, I propose something at the moment to create two different objects and just to swap them and had the behaviors of each one of the objects take over at that point. But that's not really what we can or what we could do here. So what I'm going to explain is how to enable behaviors in one part of your game and how to disable them later. So what I'm going to do here first is to create a small character that is just going to be a square. It's not going to be anything complicated, and I'm going to make some sort of ground just to be able to put this small character that I'm creating here. So I'm going to put it here. I'm going to give first this one, I'm going to rename it and call it player. This one is just going to be the ground or whatever. And the ground, I want to make it solid. So I'm going to use for the behavior solid. That's it. Now I'm just going to go here and add the behavior platform. So this is going to react like a small Mario Bros. So now if I run my layout, you're going to be able to see that it moves just like a platform, just how we were expecting. Now what happens if I just want to add something that is like water? I'm going to do something simple here. And I'm going to cheat. This is just an example, so I'm not going to go in all the specifics. So I'm going to make this one much bigger. I'm going to make it less transparent. I don't know, 60%. Well, a little more than that, 80%. So it looks like it's underwater. And I'm really going to add it in another layer here. So this one is going to be in layer 1. So it's going to move underneath. And this is still okay, 6%. That's fine. Something like this. So what I want to do is that when this player gets inside like the water, it stops working as a platformer. I cannot move it like this, and I'm going to use another behavior that is going to be aid direction. So I'm going to add the behavior right away. That is going to be aid direction. And at this point, it is going to be a little confusing if I just execute my game, because I have two competing behaviors for the movement of this one. So let's try to do it. So right now I have it like this. I can move it all around, but then it tries also when I try to go up to jump and at the same time be affected by the gravity. But then it turns also, like if you see it here. So it's trying to combine a direction and platform, and of course it's not working so well. So what happens when you have like two competing behaviors like this one, or you just want to use one behavior at some point and then not another? At that point, what you do is to go to the properties and decide which one you want to be enabled. So if you see here, most behaviors, if not all of them, I haven't checked all of them, have something that says initial state. So things like this, these two in particular, they have it. So at the beginning, because I'm locating my my character in top of the platform, I want the platform behavior to be enabled, so this one works. But the A direction, I want it to be disabled. So then, if I run it right now, it's just going to be plain platform. It's not going to do anything unexpected, and it's going to be working okay. So now, what happens? At some point, what I want is to disable the platform and to enable the A direction, and we are going to use an event for that. And I'm going to say, so I'm going to call this blue one water, and then I'm going to detect the collision between my player and the water. So player on collision with another object that is going to be the water. I'm going to do two things, and if you remember, what I'm going to do is to disable the platform and to enable the A direction. So that's two actions. So player, this case A direction, I'm going to say set enable to enable, and I'm going to disable the platform behavior that we should have it here, that is set enable to disable. That's good. And I'm actually going to do the other way. So first disable the platform, and then I enable the A direction. So let's try to do that. So first, I'm top of the platform. It moves how I expect it to move. And then if I get to the water, now the gravity is not affecting me because the platform behavior is not enabled anymore. Of course, if I try to go out and out of the water, it should be disabled. So at that point, what I could try to do, I think it's better not to do it on collision. I'm going to do it, I'm going to copy this entire thing, and I'm going to change it to another condition that is going to be player overlap. So overlapping another object, and it's the water, and really this is the one that I should do for both. So I'm going to try it. I may be mistaken. So in this case, in the first case, what I want to do is to detect when it's overlapping and to enable it. In this case, I'm going to invert this, and it's when it's not overlapping, and then I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to disable the A direction and enable the platform. So let's see how that works. So at first, I'm not overlapping the water, so I'm just moving like a normal platform, and as soon as I start overlapping the water here, I should start working as an A direction. And when I go out, let's see if it works, I should again fall. And you see that there's a little bit of a moment where the two behaviors are competing, when it's going to be overlapping and when it's not. So well, that's something that it's not really what I want to teach you. Of course, you will have to play a little bit with the overlapping to figure out when it's the right moment, but you see that it works perfect, besides that little moment of doubt that my player doesn't know if I'm overlapping or not and is trying to do both behaviors. But this is perfect because that now then the same character is going to be, or the same sprite is going to be able to have two completely different behaviors. So there you go. Now there are many behaviors that do not have the enable property, like no save. You can see it here. It's just no properties, and also the persist, for example. So these two do not have that. You would have to check which ones, but most of the ones that you would expect to have the enable should have it. So I'm just going to do another small thing here just to show you and how I would do it. And this one is just going to enable the solid property, well, or to disable the solid property on the solid, on the platform that we have here. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to say when the player collides in collision with this switch that we have here, I'm going to disable the solid property of our solid that we have here, so everything should fall down. So let's see. You see? So at the moment it's solid at all times, and whenever I touch the yellow square, now the platform stops working. So that's another example of what you have there. Well, like I said, this one is a short video. I hope that understanding a little bit more about this property helps you to tweak your games and experiment. Send me some questions and suggestions, and well, keep playing.